100 Thoughts, Part 3. If you haven't watched Part 1 and 2, go check it out. Thought number 61. I was watching a YouTube channel and they were interviewing people at a Baltimore Ravens playoff game and they were asking them how much they spent on the tickets. And that made me reflect on all the money that I spent on tickets to be entertained at a sports game and how I could have invested that money over time. And it also made me reflect on the merchandise that I purchased over the last, let's say, 10 to 15 years and what I could have done with that money instead. So instead of spending money on entertainment in my favorite sports team, I could have been investing the money in stocks, investing the money in my success. So I had to put a pause on that. So during my 5-year sacrifice to get where I got today, I didn't buy any sports merchandise. I cut it out. I didn't go to any sports games. I haven't actually, last year was the first time I've been to a sports game in about 5 years, and that's only because the tickets were gifted to me. Sometimes you have to cut things out that you enjoy and some things that you love to get to where you got to get in life. And I said this, Jeffrey Lurie's already rich. I'm trying to make my family rich. So I got to invest in my family. And when I get to where I want to be, then I'll start attending games. Then I'll start investing in buying merchandise again. Thought number 62 is 10 different ways to make scrambled eggs. Some people put the yolk right in the pan. Some people put the yolk in the bowl, mix it up first. Some people put the yolk in the bowl, add the ingredients, mix everything up, then pour it into the pan. If you go to YouTube right now and type in scrambled eggs, it's going to be tons and tons of different ways that people do it. Some want them sunny side up. And I say that to say this. It's several different ways to get to the top. On this YouTube channel, I'm showing you my ways and how I'm cooking up my success. Your way may be different. But while explaining and showing you my way, I may give someone some tips or something. Someone might see something that I'm doing that they might want to do. And that's why I'm sharing this journey. But don't feel like you got to do it my way. Maybe you don't want to do stocks. That's cool. Maybe you don't want a side hustle. That's cool too. But somebody out there might say, you know what? Stocks isn't as hard as I thought because I watched this guy on YouTube and now I want to try it. Or someone might say, I never thought about a side hustle. Let me try a side hustle, see if that works for me. If it works, I say continue to do it. If it doesn't work, I say find another way. It's always many different ways to do what you want to do or get to where you want to get. Find your way. Thought number 63. I was thinking this one time. I wrote down $1,000 on a table test. And I thought, what if someone put $1,000 on the table and you had the ability to use it then, but if you didn't touch it for 1 year, that $1,000 will turn into $10,000. How many of you will pass that test? How many of you will be patient enough and wait 1 year to let the money turn to $10,000? Or would you say, well, $1,000 come up is good enough and take the money now? I think a lot of people will fail the test. Honestly, going through what you go through, would you take it now or would you wait? Personally, I'm gonna do everything I can to wait that 1 year and let that money accumulate to $10,000. And I view the stock market as the same test. Can you put money somewhere and not touch it until it matures, until it turns into the number that you want it to be? The game is patience. The game is discipline. Are you disciplined enough to have something right in front of you that you have access to and not touch it? Not think about it, not use it. You gotta think long term. That's all I do. My mind is always thinking long term. Thought number 64. People ask me all the time, when do you sleep? My answer is always, I don't, because the money don't. As of right now, I don't have enough assets to make the amount of money in my sleep that I want to make. So my sleep is very minimal. And that may be affecting my health a little bit, but I'm doing it for my kids. When you have money invested in the market, it's continuing to compound over time without me putting time in at work to make that money. And once I have enough, then I won't need a side hustle. Then I won't need to work as hard because the money will be making the money for me. Then I'll be able to enjoy my sleep. I probably average about 4 to 5 hours sleep a night. And like I said, I know that ain't healthy, but hopefully we start to hit these goals how I want to hit them, and then I'll be able to enjoy an 8-hour night of sleep. Thought number 65. I wrote down, I'm going to sit down and have a conversation with every niece and nephew that I have when they turn 18. All this knowledge that I'm accumulating, when my nieces and nephews turn 18, maybe some even before, I'm going to make sure they know everything I know. I'm going to give them all the tools they need mentally to succeed. Like I said, most of this journey I'm doing for me, but then I'm also doing it for my family. I'm going to make sure they know about the stock market. I don't need it to be taught in school. I'm going to teach them myself. I'm going to grab my hands on each and every one. They may not listen. That's cool. But at least I can say, I tried, and I ain't going to give up on them. You know what I mean? I'm going to break the game down so they understand it. My children, they all going to know all this. 15, they going to have stock market lessons. 15, they going to have saving lessons. 16, they're going to have bank accounts. I'm going to make sure they know the game because it's going to make it a lot easier for them to succeed if they already know the game. I'm not going to rely on the school to teach them about finance. I don't care. I hear it so many times. They should teach finance in school. They should teach finance in school. Yes, I 100% agree that they should. But in case they don't, I'm going to teach my kids. I'm going to put the burden on me to make sure they know what they need to know so they can get where I need them to get. And also, I'm going to be the example so they see me doing it, see the results, and that will hopefully encourage them to do the same. Thought number 66. I wrote down manifestation. I do believe in the power of manifestation. I do believe in speaking it into existence. A lot of times in life, I felt like I manifested some things. I tell myself all the time, I'm going to be a homeowner one. I remember telling myself all the time, I'm going to be a homeowner one day. I'm going to be a homeowner one day. And I did whatever it took for me to get there. And eventually, I got there. I manifested it. And I put in the work that I needed to get it, to do it. I had to sacrifice. It took a 5-year sacrifice to become a homeowner for me. It was initially supposed to be the 2 or 3 year plan. It turned into the 5-year plan, but that's okay. Like I said before, as long as you get to the goal. And now I'm manifesting turning $1,000 in the stock market into $100,000 in the stock market. I'm telling myself I'm going to do it, and I'm going to put in the work that it takes for me to get there. And if you keep watching this channel, you will see that manifestation manifest. Because I know I'm going to put in the work. And I haven't so far been going at the pace that I want to go, but I've been going. I haven't stopped yet. We started at 1,000 in February? Now we're almost knocking on 7,000 and coming up on October. Not the best pace ever, but also not the worst pace ever. And also, we didn't quit yet, and we won't. Thought number 67. If your normal check covers the bills, anything extra goes towards success. And what I mean by that is I got my main job. My main job's check is enough to cover my bills. So anything extra come in goes to success. I'm investing it. I'm investing it to my success. Same thing in my first few videos. I showed you the main job. We had something left over. We deposited in the stock market. I showed the screenshots. The side hustle, delivering items, I took all that extra money, put it in the stock market. Showed the screenshots. You just got to be consistent. Ain't too much fun I'm having outside of that. We're not going out on weekends. Me personally, we're not drinking. We're not smoking. Everything else goes to success. Same as I mentioned a few thoughts before. We're not going to many games anymore. I can't afford a jersey anymore. Can I afford a jersey? Of course I can. But I'd rather put it towards my success. And then I'll buy all the jerseys I want when I get to that, when I hit them goals. Thought number 68, getting discouraged is going to happen. You will 100% get discouraged during your journey. You will 100% get discouraged trying to become successful. There's going to be some down times. And now I've had them too. Hence some of the gaps in some of these videos. Your mind will play tricks on you. There will be doubts. You got to overcome them. You just you just can't quit. You can't give up. I've had, matter of fact, June, we had the car window stop, one of my older vehicles, we had the car window stop working. We had the car battery die and the air conditioner broke. And if you're a homeowner, you know, once that air conditioner broke, that's a pretty penny. That's why I haven't been able to deposit as much as I was depositing before in the springtime. Minor setbacks. We just got to get back to it. We know hurdles are going to come. All we can do is jump over them, go under them, or go around them. Things are going to come up. And it's a terrible feeling once they do. But you just got to keep pushing. Thought number 69. If you don't learn the game, I wrote down, if you don't learn the game, all you can do is act off what someone else told you about the game. And I say, find out for yourself. Let me repeat that. If you don't learn the game for yourself, all you can do is go off of what someone else says. Hence, the stock market, for example. At one point, I didn't know the stock market. If I never learned it, all I can do is go off of what he said, she said, he did, she did, and that might have deterred me from ever starting. Think about it. Somebody's always going to have a story, and it may not be a good story. Yes, some people might have lost money in the stock market. I'm sure that's happened to someone you know. But my second level thinking is, okay, well, how did they lose money in the stock market? Why did they lose money in the stock market? What can I learn from their mistakes? I'm not going to just take their word for it and never do it. Now, I might do it on a smaller scale and learn the game first and then figure out if it's for me or if it's not for me. But one thing I learned in life is you got to try things out for yourself. Because many of those stories I heard, I would have never made some of those mistakes. So I talked to somebody, say, yo, they lost it all. Well, what were you invested in? Oh, I had it in penny stocks. Well, me, I know penny stocks is a risky gamble. It's risky. It's gambling. I would have never been invested in that. And a lot of times, people bring up the whole Enron scandal. And then one of my rules is learn the game yourself. Personally, I would never trust anybody else with my money. So I wouldn't have fell into that trap. I understand people don't have the time to learn. I don't understand people don't understand certain things. So they thought they could trust certain people and all. That's the number one rule I have. I want to learn it myself so I have total control. That's just two examples that I'm giving you to point out the point that if you don't learn the game, all you could do is take someone else's word for it. Learn it. And number 70, thought number 70. I wrote down, I'm not going to get it all right as long as I get most right. Same with anything in life. And no one's going to get it all right. No one's going to be perfect. I'm going to buy stocks and lose money on them eventually. If you do this game enough, you're going to miss. If you live life enough, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. That's okay. I don't got to get it all right as long as I get most right. As long as the bigger picture is moving me towards the goal that I want to get. Hope you get what I'm trying to say there. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back with part 4 soon. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can.